I hated everyone, and I hated, nobody talked to me, and I just threw myself in the bed. We're crying like babies, we're two grown adults, right? How her entire culture of the school has changed because of the initiatives that this school and these students have been doing because of what they've learned at these conferences. You cannot forget to take time for yourselves, and you cannot forget to take time to connect. I have this little camera here, and it's recording me, and it's programmed to follow the bald guy in the room. So you will never be recorded, and and in this way, I get to take snippets of it, and put it online, and then if you ever want to review the content, just send me an email, and I can send you the private link. Sounds like a plan? If I use my outside voice, can the people in the back hear me? No? Was it you that said no? Okay, yeah, you're not allowed to say anything anymore. Here we go. So I am beyond excited to be here. This is my third year with the conference with Duff and Peel. And before we get started, I have to give credit to where credit is due. First of all, the ministry, we're not talking about the board. I'm talking about the ministry looks at this board and sees this conference and sees what you are doing. And other boards are catching wind as to what this board is doing. And I'm getting calls asking me if they can duplicate what is being done here. Do you understand how big that is? And it has nothing to do with the teachers or the administration. It has everything to do with you. Because we can lead a horse to water, but if you're not drinking, then what's the point? So you come here, we teach you, and then you go back and then you make a change. Literally, I just spoke to a school today, Sacred Heart. Where are you guys? Right here. And she was talking to me, and we're both back there, and we're crying like babies. We're two grown adults, right? How her entire culture of the school has changed because of the initiatives that this school and these students have been doing because of what they've learned at these conferences. So, all eyes and ears on you. Give yourselves a big, huge, massive round of applause for that. Second, and I say this all the time, a big congratulations to the people, the wellness team. Listen, I'm getting emails at 10, 11 o'clock at night while you're sleeping. Actually, you're not sleeping probably. You're on Fortnite. But while you are at home, they are still working, sending emails, coordinating these efforts. They work tirelessly to give you these amazing opportunities. So, let's give them a big, huge, massive round of applause. And last but not least, I said this in September, I said this the year before, and I said it the first year. I am where I am because of teachers. I was saved because of teachers. New immigrant kid to Canada, not knowing the language, afraid of my own shadow. Teachers believed in me before I believed in myself. When students need help, God sends angels. We know them as teachers. Do you understand? They're not getting paid extra for this. In fact, we're taking time from their teaching schedule. They're falling behind because they're here. And sometimes they fall even more behind with the initiatives that they help run at the school. There is no greater calling, there is no greater position, there is no greater creature on earth than a teacher. You have to understand that. So take your fingers, everybody, point it at your teacher and just say thank you. Thank you. And tell him you're awesome. You're awesome. And give them a big round of applause. Woo! Woo, 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 woo. All right. Now, before we take up these scores, or before it tells you where you are, let's figure out what these 4 tiers are and what they represent. So here's what we're going to do. This is going to require participation from all of us. I am going to show you each tier. You are going to take 2 minutes per tier to discuss the following: the pros and the cons. Each tier has a pro and each tier has a con. This blew my mind away, okay? Because in my mind, there's certain tiers like how there's no way that there can be anything bad about this. But I'm going to show you the tier, the dopamine tier. I'm going to show you how to get it, what we framed it as. And then you are going to take 2 minutes amongst your group to discuss the pros and the cons. Around your table, you are going to choose a scribe. You're going to take notes, and then we're going to take 2 minutes to answer the top 3 or the top 4 answers, or the first 4 answers. Ready? Here we go. D tier. D tier, we've coined it as artificial dopamine. This is the dopamine that gets triggered by instant or low effort stimulation. Okay? This is dopamine that gets triggered instantly by low to zero effort stimulation. It just feels good right away. Okay? There are pros and there are cons to this. You got 2 minutes to discuss them. Go. All right, here we go. So, let's discuss the pros first. I'm looking for the top first 3 answers. Yes. What is it? Nice and loud. It releases stress, right? It releases stress. You're laid back. It feels good. There's nothing bad. It's fast. It immediately releases stress. Absolutely right, my man. What is it? It relaxes your attitude. Yes, if you're having a bad day, it just helps you relax. Absolutely, yes. It could be fun. Why not? Absolutely. Are you serious? My man, nice and loud. Thank you. It doesn't take much effort, right? You can just do it and you're happy. Let's take a look at the pros. It's fast recovery. Exactly what you were saying. Little to no effort, right? Quick reset. Helps you relax after stress. It fixes your attitude. 100%. Easy access, no effort required, and it can be social, fun. I love my Nintendo Switch 2. Zelda? Are you kidding me? Tears of the Kingdom? Greatest, and they're making another one? I'm so excited. Do you understand? It is fun. I got my couch, I got my game, my charger's right there. No one's allowed to touch my system. It is my go-to couch. Do you understand? So yes, it's easy, it's fast, it's quick. It helps you reset after a long day. What are the cons? Yes. It makes you less productive. How? Why? Thank you. It can be a substitute. It can distract you from things that you should be doing. 100%. My man, talk to me. It can turn, you are the bomb, diggity bomb. Listen, it can turn into a bad work ethic. Instead of working, you're always looking for that instant gratification. My man, yeah, it's so artificial, no effort, you start to become addicted to it. Absolutely. So these are the cons. There's an addictive loop to it. Lowers attention span. Replaces effort-based activities. So instead of working hard for an outcome, it replaces all that effort. Leads to procrastination, and you have this feeling of empty. How many cat videos can you really see? Right? Yeah, I know you can't. I know that there's enough material out there, but after like 3 hours, how productive do you really feel? Right? Yes, a little bit, right? Because you're so addicted to this thing, and it just whatever. All right. Tier 2, which is called the B tier, we coined it as borrowed dopamine. What this is dopamine that comes from external validation or temporary wins. So it's dopamine that's reliant on other people, your validations and external wins. There are pros and there are cons. It is up to you now for 2 minutes to discuss what they are. Go. Cool. Ready? Here we go. List me or give me some pros of borrowed dopamine. My man, go ahead. What is it? Yeah. Yeah, people's opinions becomes important. Listen, we need validation sometimes. You're doing a good job. High five, great. And it feels good, right, to have that validation. My man. It does. Are you kidding me? Listen, somebody, a group, Saint, no, don't tell me, Holy Family, right? Holy Family. They gave me this necklace, this thing, right? And I'm like, why? Because, you know, we love you. You're the best. You're the greatest person in the world. Okay, they didn't say that, but I know that they were thinking it. The point is, it felt good, and you made my day, right? That validation makes me feel good, and it lifted me up, and I jumped on stage with a better attitude, 100%, right? So yes, 100%. Anybody else? Yeah. You feel included, yes, 100%, right? Yes. Yeah. You become reliant of people's validation, and it gives you a baseline and how you're doing. And that, to a point, it's not a bad thing, okay? Look, it encourages connections with people, right? We connected. The minute you gave me this, we were in sync. We became family, okay? Can boost confidence short terms. It helps motivation early on into your progress. And you become aware of social impact. Because you're so people connected, you are more aware of some social things that are taking place because you notice social people. Does that make sense? Okay. What are the negatives? My man, you become dependent, right? You become dependent that you can't even move until you receive some form of validation. Yes? Ooh, what is happening right now? You start to think that you're deserving of more because of what people think of you. And so now you get to a position of demanding, right? Yes. I love how your friend just raise your hand, just keep, all right, she's got your back, go for it, yeah. You become dependent, yes, that codependence, like you freeze, you're frozen. You can't do anything until you get that validation. Yes, all right, yes, I've seen that, right? That you start to, it boosts your own ego and self-esteem, and then you start to act like it, and people see it, and they're like, oh, this person's full of themselves. Yes, you're always looking for praises. Absolutely, you said it. Identity depends on what other people think of you. 100%. Inconsistent emotions, you get a bunch of highs and lows. It can lead to comparison and insecurities. Oh, and you see it a lot of the time. I have two younger boys. I cannot praise one because the other was like, well, what about me? Right? And so it happens as friendships sometimes. You're in class, one friend is getting all the praise and recognition. You're like, where's my praise and recognition? Okay? And then effort gets replaced with shortcuts. Because you're seeking the validation, you tend to cut corners to get to your end goal, which is the validation, not necessarily the project or the task of itself. All right? Next one, and this is a hard one. Why? Because of the definition of itself. We coined it as earned dopamine, this tier, A tier. And it's dopamine that released on effort, progress, or overcoming a challenge. How and what in the world could be negative about this? This requires effort and growth. How can this be negative? That is your task for the next 2 minutes. Find the pros and find the cons. Go. Alrighty then. Let's talk about the pros. The pros. My man, talk to me.
You feel really, really good.
You feel really, really good. Yes. It makes you feel accomplished, 1,000%. Yes. It makes you feel like you've earned something. You worked hard and you've earned it where you feel accomplished, 100%. Anybody else? Yes, 100%. You feel there's a sense of accomplishment, and that is a good feeling, right? Yes. Sure, yes, you're not dependent on somebody else. You're looking at the final product. You're like, I did this, right? All right. The pros, it builds discipline and resilience. Strengthens focus and work ethic, creates long-term progress, and it teaches delayed gratification. I'm gonna work now. I may not be getting recognized for the work that I'm doing now. However, when it's done, and I did it. Whether there's recognition or not, it doesn't matter. I finished it, I completed it. What are the cons? Oh, geez. All right. You had your hand up.
Oh, burnout?
Yes. You're always looking for the next win, right? That's the only, so this is my 4th conference. You're the 2nd person who has noticed that. The young lady, yeah. If you don't accomplish it, either right away or the time associated with it, you feel like a failure. 100%. My man, you get the burnout. Exactly. You start to overwork yourself. Yes. Listen, you become obsessed with productivity. Only feel worthy if you're achieving. The burnout, you said it right there. Burnout, 100%, right? And you're never satisfied. You're always chasing the next win. Here's the next one, and this is going to be tough. Because at face value, what is the whole purpose? Like, how can there be any cons to this? This is the S tier dopamine, okay? And the dopamine that is tied to meaning, progress, and contribution beyond yourself often combines with effort and connection. What possible negative thing can come out of S tier? Okay? That is your task for the next 2 minutes. Look at the pros and look at the cons. Go. Alrighty then. If you know Ace Ventura, you know where that comes from. Alrighty then. Here we go. What are all the positives? You help other people. Absolutely. Yes. You're always doing something for the greater good. Yes.
You're selfless and you're following different steps of Jesus.
Good. Excellent. You're selfless and you're actually starting to follow the steps of Jesus. 1,000%. Yes. Yes. You start thinking about others before yourself. Yes. Yeah. Praise is not in the purview anymore. It's not even a part of your language. You're doing something for a greater good. You want to help people. Yes. Your heart. And listen, and people are attracted to you, right? It's just, you become a light. The scripture says that you become the light, when you're born, that you were born with the light of Jesus, or the light of Christ. And when you start to do good, that light magnifies and people see it and they want more of you, okay? All the pros: deep fulfilling and meaning, builds identity and purpose, strengthen relationships, long-lasting joy, not just pleasure, but joy, okay? And creates a legacy and an impact. People will remember you for time and all eternity, who you are and how you made them feel, okay? Now, the cons. Oh, geez. Oh my gosh. All right. Yes. Did you hear that? You work so hard to please and help other people, you forget about yourself. That is the number one negative or con. My man, you start to do what?
The motives that you have in your heart.
Oh, it can change. Yeah, like if you start to do things for others and you keep getting recognized, you could shift from an S to an A, right? Because then you're like, oh, this feels good, right? And then you start to do good things, not for good, for the greater good. Amazing. My man, yep, you become, honestly, you have no idea how much I love you guys. Listen, you become a people pleaser. You can't say no to people. Okay? And you're always saying yes. Yes. You feel like you start letting people down if you're not helping, right? Honestly, I'll take one more of somebody that I haven't heard from. Yes. If you're not doing good, you start going hard on yourself, right? Honestly, I don't even need to be here. You can neglect a self if you're overgiving. Neglect yourself for others, people pleasing and disguises as purpose. Which actually you said it a little bit. Guilt when you rest, I should be doing more, right? And you lose your own identity. I went through this one time. It was after church. I got home, and on the drive from church to the house, I started getting this feeling. And at first I didn't know what it was. And as soon as I got home, I was like, I'm done with people and I'm done with like things. I wanted nothing to do with nobody. I hated everyone, and I hated, like, nobody talked to me, and I just threw myself in the bed and I just enclosed myself. Later I found out that it's called compassion fatigue. That when you give so much of yourself that you forget about yourself, and then you get to a point where you just don't care anymore. And you're like, I'm done with this. And so at that time I was working for the Canadian Mental Health Association. I figured out how to get out of that loop, and it took about a week, but I'm gonna tell you right now, you see how I am? Think of me, but the complete opposite. Just someone that you did not want to associate with. I hated everybody. And it was ugly. And I scared myself because I never want to feel like that ever again. But this is what happens when you always focusing on others, okay?